Welcome back, everyone. This is Frank Whiskey Charlie Zero Oscar. This is the Pine 64 Pinecil Smart Soldering Iron. I got this at Amazon because I'm going to solder a center pin for an SMA in my car. So I didn't want to take out my big soldering iron, so I decided to get this. We'll see if this is any good. This is just an unboxing today. It's 36 watts. It goes up to 400 degrees Celsius, which is pretty hot. What else does it say over here? It says it has a user manual, Pinecil soldering iron, one of them. Soldering tip, you only get one. Okay. And it's a Pinecil BB2. All right. Made in China. All right. So let's see if we can open it and find out what we have here. Carefully, maybe. Because if it doesn't work, I'm going to have to return it. Okay. All right, does come with some instructions. You can barely see that, but user manual, quick start, tells you to be cautious. Operating power, 9 volts, max power, 6 ohm, tip, 13 watts. Ooh. Okay. 24 volts, 92 watts. Right here, down here. 8 ohm tip. All right. That's going to be 3.2 firmware. Interesting, it has a firmware. It has memory too, 132 kilobytes RAM, 1 megabyte flash. Interesting. And it says here, I know you can't read it, USB-C 12 through 20 volts PD, QC plus QC 3.0. Recommended operating voltage 12 to 24. Okay. Really nice. Interesting. Has a pencil feel. So you have a barrel. I thought this would come with the barrel power on there. It doesn't. That's disappointing. No USB-C cable. All right. And then the tip. Nicely soldered on the tip. Doesn't seem like anything moves. Okay. There's a display that goes here. Oh, there's a ground lug or screw here, as you can see. I've seen some videos already. So what they'll do is they'll put this here. Looks like you can twist this. And then they'll screw that. So we'll do that here. We're not going to, I don't think we're going to use it. See if, nope. Too big. Okay. No problem. I got this other super old screwdriver. Okay. I can feel it. Not too tight, but just tight enough. Okay. All right. Nice. Now it has kind of like a tiny little stand, so it won't touch the bottom. That's true. All right, let's see. Caution, okay. Recycling. Once you plug in the Pinecil, or it could be Pinecil, but it's Pinecil, right? Text is really tiny here. Into a suitable power source, it will power on and display an image representing a hot iron, a wrench, and a currently detected power source voltage. The wrench represents settings. The settings menu can be entered using the plus or minus button. Pressing the minus button changes the menu setting while the plus enters it. Okay. So what I'm going to use is this Anchor. I think this is the most powerful battery I got so far. It does 20 volts at 2.4 amps or something. So that's what, 40 watts in some ways. This one's the Power Core Plus. I don't know if they do this one still. And then this one is a Thunderbolt cable. This for sure will be able to handle whatever wattage I put. This is a Thunderbolt 3, unfortunately, not a 4, but still good enough. I'm going to put it on the USB PD power delivery. Now, with the power delivery, it gives you different voltages, and that's what you need. You need voltages up to 20. Some of these batteries don't go up to 20. You have to read their specs. And then I'm going to put it here, and there it goes. Okay. So it says the pencil, I guess, is warming. Never touch it like this. And you shouldn't even be touching it probably at all. So it says 1/5. Okay. So power settings, let's do that. Power source. Set cutoff voltage to prevent battery overdrawing. DC 10 volt. So power limit. Oh, I see. So again, set cutoff voltage to prevent battery overdrawing or over drainage. DC 10 volt. S 3. Okay, per cell. Per cell, 3 volts per cell. I'm going to have to really do a little bit of math there. I don't know how many cells this has. But if that's correct, 10 volts. S per cell. Okay. Now I'm going to have to read that. Voltage, 9 volts. Okay. Max QC voltage. So apparently it does not. We can go higher. Oh boy. This voltage, so supposedly it can go up to 20 volts on this machine. Yes, we're going to have to be very careful doing these settings. Soldering settings, sleep mode, user interface, advanced settings, language. Oh wow. But I didn't set the wow. I didn't even set the, ooh, it's smoking. Okay. 319. Wow. Okay. Now with this wire, it's very dangerous. I'm not liking that. Oops. Oh yes, it flips over when you turn it around. 319. I don't think, let's see. Hey Siri, 320 degrees centigrade is how much in Fahrenheit?
320 degrees
Yeah,
Celsius
608.
is 608.
No, that's not enough. So we're gonna see, can we turn this off? Well, we can make it more. Up to 450. Let's find out. Hey Siri, 450 degrees centigrade is how many Fahrenheit?
450 degrees Celsius.
842. Okay. And there it is. Nice and hot. As you can see, this is getting a little bit darker. Definitely, I'm not going to touch that. That'll probably burn me. Close to 800 degrees. All right, now how do you turn it off? You can unplug it probably. There's a weird sound to it. But it's probably draining a lot of power. It's probably this making the sound. Okay. Now how do you get out of that mode? Okay. Okay. What we're probably going to do is unplug it and then leave it here. That's really hot. Be very careful with it. And this is only for portability. I've had issues many times where I need power, well, not power, but an ability to do soldering. And, I don't have a soldering tool. This could be the tool to use. The thing is, it's, very lightweight. And if you have a cable like this, it can easily twist and turn. So, you have to be very careful. You need to carry a battery that'll be able to do this. Definitely my Jackardy. I can use my Jackardy. Most likely my Jackardy would be able to power this. I'm pretty sure. So I wouldn't need an extra battery. Reading a little more on the documentation that I found on the website, it seems like this is a version 2 instead of the version 1. So the version 2 has a shorter tip and it's 6.2 ohms. This is why when we see this over here, I know I saw it somewhere. Or maybe not. Yes, 6 ohm tip, 8 ohm tip. It gives you different voltages and the max power, which 24 volts seems to be the max power you can do on this. But the practical guidance apparently for the shorter tip, which is this, ideal at 20 volts would be 3.2 amps, which this battery doesn't do, which is approximately 64.5 watts, but this doesn't. Mine will be limited to approximately 45 watts, like we were talking about, because this is at 2.25 amps at 20 volts. So the performance will feel underpowered with a higher chance of thermal runaway, apparently. But the practical guidance is that it will solder fine for small to medium work, just slower heat up and slower temp recovery. And if my power bank does 12 volts, which is greater than 3 amps, that would be 36 watts, and it would be even weaker, so I wouldn't practically do that. So the 20 volts, 2.25 amp profile is probably best. And so it would keep temperatures reasonably between 300 and 320 load, or centigrades, or 350 to 365 lead free. Using the boost sparingly, we'll choose a larger tip for heat hungry joints. But for full performance on this version, PD 65 watts, 20 volts greater than 3 amps would be what you need. So at 365 lead free, or 320, hey Siri, 320 degrees centigrade is how many in Fahrenheit?
320 degrees Celsius is
608.
600.
Okay. So, and lead free at 365, well, we might as well do that, right? Hey Siri, 365 centigrade is how many in Fahrenheit?
365 degrees Celsius
689. Okay. So that gives you a sense of the ability of this particular battery here. A lot of little things to consider. All right. The settings and all that, I'm gonna have to figure out the settings. Here, I don't have on the other side. It's in a different language. Okay. There are some videos. I think there's one. I think Jason does it, where he goes over some of the menus. Let me see. Still hot. The idea of not using the phlegm of your fingers to touch it is not a good idea. That this is very sensitive. Here it's a little less sensitive, but that's an old school to touch these. That's super old school. That's what my chemistry teacher taught me when we were dealing with flasks and stuff. Okay, definitely you have to let it cool down. You can unscrew it here. You can package it here if you like, and take it with you. So you saw that it did go 800 degrees with this battery. And as I said before, this does do 400 watts because it's 20 volts at 2 amps, right? What am I talking about? 20 volts, right? 20 volts times 2 is, yeah, 40 watts. 40 watts. 40 watts. Hopefully I didn't say 400. 40 watts of power, okay? Which this only needs 36 watts, right? So if you want to get something like this, I do have the link. It's an affiliate link, and I'll put an equivalent battery. I don't think they have this battery, and also the cable as well. Okay, I hope that was something that you're interested in. Here on the unboxing of the Pine64's Pinecil. I wonder if it's Pinecil. Maybe it's Pinecil. Either way, it looks like it's working. If you go to the Amazon site, a lot of people seem to save this, keep it and not return it. All right, so I hope you have a great week. This is Frank, Whiskey Charlie, 0 Oscar. Bye-bye.